In its almost 100 years of history, the Albert Hall in London has seen occasions as contrasting in character as prize fights and symphony concerts, fashion shows and folk dance festivals. But on the 2nd of April 1959, something new came to the Albert Hall. A new occasion, a new clientele, a new car. From all over the world, the men of the motor trade answered the invitation of the Standard Triumph organization to see for themselves and in private what their factory had wrought. Distributors and dealers from home and overseas, suppliers, finance advisors, designers, production experts, and the representatives of government departments all came to London to lunch with the management, to meet and discuss their joint plans for the future, to see and to hear this 4-hour-long fanfare for the Herald. This was indeed something to sing about, and something to dance about, too. An occasion for top-line performers, but distinguished and popular as the Kenturns may be, the real stars of the show were yet to make their entrance.
The man who knows the story he must tell. Maybe it's the normal thing they call tuition. Well, that may be the case, but never scoff at the salesman's cult if the net result means you know it's going to pay off. Get right in, if you win, jump on the wagon and you must begin playing the tricks in every new kind of way. Right on the beam when selling the cars today. You'll agree, great to see, new as tomorrow you will have to be, if you would take a break to make record pay. Here in the trade when selling the cars today. Take
And for the many old-timers in the audience, there was something to remind them of their younger days.
As we
climax is at hand. Lord Tedder, chairman of the company, welcomes this vast family gathering over 2,500 strong, met to inaugurate a new era for the Standard Triumph organization and for the British motor industry as a whole.
To the lovely result that you are now going to see in front of you, I introduce our managing director, Mr. Dick. Alec, it's all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, it was certainly 3 years ago, I think probably 4 or maybe more, that my colleagues and I first began this story. We started to analyze what an average man needs. The result is a new experience in motoring. It is therefore with the greatest pleasure and pride that I present to you, on behalf of my colleagues and on behalf of the whole of the Standard Triumph International Organization, the new Triumph Herald.
And there they were, sporting-lined coupe and pretty family saloon. Cars which had not just happened off the drawing board, but which had been designed with painstaking thought to fulfill a specific purpose, designed with meticulous attention and an imaginative eye to the future. Easily parked with that astonishing lock to rack and pinion steering, comfortable and safe with their four-wheel independent suspension, reliable with no necessity for greasing. A car to ease the demands upon the driver and to flatter his skill at the wheel. A completely fresh approach to old problems. A new experience in motoring. Mr. Dick paid tribute to the teamwork which lay behind the Herald and introduced some of its leading members to his audience. Harry Webster, who, as he said, so ably directs our engineering team. Giovanni Michelotti of Milan, who Mr. Dick described as the brilliant young stylist who transformed and clothed the inspiration of our engineers, together with coach builder Alfredo Vignali. And Martin Tustin, director and general manager, whose responsibility it was to coordinate the whole creation in only 2 years. Concluding his speech, Alec Dick promised that in the case of the Herald, there would be none of the frustration of unsatisfied demand after this initial announcement. £5 million were invested in the project. Already the cars had been in production for some time from re-equipped plant. The assembly hall at Canley was under construction. Now came the most remarkable demonstration in this remarkable affair. 4 apprentices from the Coventry factories proceeded to build a Herald before the very eyes of the audience. This was made possible by the revolutionary construction employed, the body consisting, as it does, of only 7 units and 3 major assemblies. From the backbone-type frame, to which were already assembled only the front and rear suspensions, the engine and transmission, the car began to grow as, unit by unit, the assembly was completed. A convincing demonstration for a car which is designed to be very strong, very safe, and very economical, particularly in terms of maintenance and service. And this was no make-believe demonstration. The boys had built themselves a motor car.
These new cars are built...
Mr. Whitfield then took over to give the by now thoroughly excited audience details of the marketing plans for the new cars. Men all their lives in the motor trade had been astonished to learn of the adventurous pre-announcement testing which the Heralds had sustained. From Cape Town to Tangier, the prototypes had been driven the whole length of Africa, including the crossing of the Sahara Desert, to prove their worth.
The turning circle is 25 feet, which is less than that of a London taxi. Now finally, ladies and gentlemen, a tremendous amount of time and research has been spent in devising an entirely new and attractive combination of colour schemes. And some of these I have great pleasure in presenting to you.
Now, in an exciting range of colour combinations, 9 cars assembled for their inspection delighted this assembly of men to whom cars and motoring are bread and butter. But this bread and butter had jam and cream as well.
The third, signal red. The fourth, powder blue. The fifth, targo purple and Sebring white. The sixth, powder blue and Sebring white. The seventh, Litchfield green and Sebring white.
So was announced to the discriminating experts of an industry in which discrimination and expertise are the secret of success, the new experience in motoring. And for the Triumph Heralds had been sounded a full and fitting fanfare.